pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll.
Rem Kassoon.
Here.
Tobin.
Here.
Kleiner.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
John Francois.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Massey's absent. President Rodriguez.
Here.
And we have a quorum.
Approval of minutes.
Tonight we have Common Council meeting minutes of July 16th, 2019.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green. All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence.
Nothing this evening.
For the good of the city, if anyone would like to address the council, please step forward.
Good evening. I see you're moving at a good clip. We're not going to slow you down very much. He might. I'm Fred Isaacs, Frank Scherholtz. We're both trustees of the Middletown Hillside Cemetery Association, and we would like to invite everybody to an open house that we're going to be having on October 12th from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. It's our sense and our mission to let people in Middletown know all about the cemetery. We feel that it's a hidden gem, as it's been called for years, and that people live right in the community and don't even know it's there. So we try to have events like this on a regular basis and let the community know what we're up to and invite them to use the cemetery, not in the one conventional sense that we all know. We're not wishing for that. But we would like them to come use the cemetery for the other reasons it was originally intended, because it is part of the rural cemetery movement of the 19th century, and rural cemeteries were designed at that time before cities had parks. So in the 1860s, our city fathers decided this would be a good thing for Middletown to have the best landscape architects in the world come and design the Hillside Cemetery for Middletown. So it's considered a Calvert Vaux landscape, but he had help from his friends, Andrew Jackson Downing, and also Frederick Law Olmsted. So it's a treasure, it's an architectural beauty, and it was designed to lead people from the train station down a mulberry-lined street right to the cemetery so they could take it in and enjoy it a bit.
You said October 12th?
October 12th. And to turn it over to Frank, some of the notables buried there.
I got involved with the cemetery several years ago, and it's become a passion with me to give tours. And I would just want to speak to this comment that was put in written form by one of the youngest mayor of Middletown, Lewis Mills. And he wrote this packet up that you'll be getting, I'm distributing later. In one sense, indeed, the city of the dead is the forerunner, almost the core, of every living city. And that was by Lewis Mumford, The City in History. And I've gotten to know so much about my community through my involvement being on the Hillside Cemetery. And I'd just like to take a moment to share with you a few highlights. And believe me, there are many. We have between Mountain Avenue and Wawayanda Avenue 50 acres of over 2,000 burials. We have 200 Union soldiers, 3 Medal of Honor winners. We have the good fortune to have had a gentleman by the name of Webb Horton. His contributions, his fortunes, provided us with the Webb Horton Presbyterian Church, which is now the Ebenezer Pentecostal Church, functioning very well. We have the forerunner, Horton Memorial Hospital, currently the Turl Medical School, again developed, constructed through his monies. We have the St. Paul's Baptist Church, which was a mission church, again, his monies. However, the most outstanding feature of his monies was the creation of what is now known as the Morrison Mansion, and he lived in it only 3 years. and then it was donated to the Morrison family, who in turn donated it to the Horton to develop to the Horton Hospital. And then, of course to the county, which developed the community college as we know it today. I could go on, numerous other burials there. But to broaden your awareness and the community's awareness, through the years, I've developed a walking tour guide, along with Louis Mills' work earlier on. You can go in with this guide and seek out over 50 to 60 individuals whose contributions to the county and the city are abbreviated here. So if you can't make the tour, you can go in on your own. But spread the word. This is truly a gem for our community, and we can still learn more about the founding fathers that created the reservoirs for our community, the state hospital, which was a private institution at one time, and they created that to have 5,000 patients run by 3,000 employees at one time. Don't let me get going. I'll stay here all night with you. Please support the Hillside Cemetery. It's just a great place to spend some time. You'll get these out, will you? Take one before you go. No charge.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay.
Good job.
Thanks for giving me the
Thank you.
time. And I think Middletown is a great place. I raised my children here, and I plan to stay here the rest of my life. Got it?
Thank you.
I'm your best cheerleader. You don't realize it.
Good evening. I'm Bob Dietrich. Tonight I'm here actually in more of an official capacity as a member of Orange County Department of Health. I just want to make the people of Middletown and the medical professionals aware that today is October 1st, 2019, and it's a really important day for public health in New York. Today, and I'll just read a piece here. Where am I? There's a change in the definition of elevated blood lead levels from a confirmed blood lead test result of 10 micrograms per deciliter to 5 micrograms per deciliter, and they're revising the levels that trigger clinical care coordination and environmental management to 5 micrograms per deciliter. Currently, that level is 15 micrograms per deciliter. What this means is that the level is going down 3 times, okay, from 15 micrograms per deciliter to 5 micrograms per deciliter. What it means for us at the health department and you as the city is that we're going to have more children that are considered lead poisoned, okay, and it means that we're going to have more homeowners that are going to have to do corrective measures for lead paint. Middletown's an old city. Any house built before 1978 has the possibility to have lead paint in it. Because in 1978 it was outlawed. As the house gets older, the likelihood is greater. Lead paint was the best paint. We have some of the best houses in the county here, so we probably have a lot of houses with lead paint. Part of this also is that residents that have children need to get the children tested for lead poisoning. Public health law says that every child at their first year visit and their second year visit must be tested for lead. Doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter how old your house is, everyone must be tested for lead. Okay? And that's the way that we're sure that children aren't lead poisoned. So that's a big thing that's starting today. We expect in Orange County that the number of lead poisoning cases is going to be between 6 and 11 times what we have right now. So we have our work cut out for us. We probably don't currently have the staff to handle it, but we're going to try. So that's the first big public health notice for this week. The second one is that on 10/4, New York State and the county will be enforcing the new adjustments to Public Health Law 13F. Okay, and that's the one that is related to selling tobacco products to minors and e-cigarettes to minors. And what has happened is that on 10/4, no vendor of e-cigarette liquids can have them on their shelves if they are flavored, you know, bubble gum, tutti frutti, cherry flavor, what have you. And this includes, because they added it, includes menthol and mint. At first it didn't include menthol and mint, but now it does. You can only sell the e-cigarette liquids that are tobacco flavored. Don't know who wants those, but they're the only ones you can sell. They have to be off the shelves. If you have them on the shelves, there are significant fines. What I'm reading is that it's $2,000 per pod. So if you have 100 of them, think of what can happen. All right? So a word to the wise is sufficient. Any of our tobacco vendors out there need to realize, and that's happening this Friday, okay? My office is sending, well, the state first sent out the correct signage for all vendors. My office today started sending out a mailing to all tobacco and vape vendors, if we know where they are. Tobacco vendors we know because they're certified, letting them know that, you know, this is really essential and important to them. Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Just unrelated, do you know how the schools are doing with the vaccination? I know there's a deadline, they had to make sure that they had to have their vaccines in.
I'm
a
not
certain date
that
kind of
closely
thing.
involved with that, but I was at a meeting today that they're doing fantastically better than they were. Yeah, you know, that the numbers have shrunk by tenfold. Okay. Anything else? I'll get your flu shots.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Anyone else would like to address the council? Okay, moving on to department heads, economic development.
Good evening, everyone. Just announcement on Sparrow, Mr. Tobin reminded me about this. The Center for Independent Living has been working with the mayor in partnership with the commissioner, New York State Commission of the Blind, to celebrate White Cane Awareness Day. And that's going to be October 15th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And it's going to be held at the Paramount Theater. So there's going to be speakers there. There's going to be some demonstrations. So, the mayor will be giving a proclamation for that day to announcing that it's White Cane Awareness Day. And that's all I have for tonight.
Any question for Maria?
Thank you.
Maria. Police chief.
Good evening. If I may, can I just ask Bob a question in
Sure.
regard to enforcement efforts? Something the county's doing, or is it being transitioned to the
For
local
which?
municipalities?
For which one?
For the e-cigarette liquids?
We'll still continue. We have, you know, a TUPA, which is Alcohol Tobacco Use Prevention Act, which is the public health law. We'll still carry those out. We visit every store every year. They sold in the last 3 years, 3 times a year. We have been contacted. The state wants us to also work together with the New York State Police to do visits.
Okay.
We'll see how that works out because they do criminal law and we do public health law. So, I mean, actually, if they go in, a person who sells to the minor, if that's the case, could have a Class B misdemeanor.
Okay, thank you. One other item I have, tomorrow is National Coffee with a Cop Day nationwide. We have tasked our neighborhood officers with coming up with a plan to address their specific wards. So tomorrow, the first ward officers will be set up in the New Beginnings Montessori School on Albert Street from 2:30 to 4:30. Second ward will be at the YMCA from 10 to 12, and then again at 4 to 6. Third ward will be set up in Ock in the new building, in the lobby, from 10:30 to 12:30, and the fourth ward will be at Dunkin' Donuts from 10 to 1. So I encourage all members to come out and visit with their ward officers to address any concerns, or if nothing else, just to meet them. Other than that, I have nothing unless you have questions for
Any
me.
question for the chief? Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
City clerk.
I have nothing this evening.
Question for John. Thank you, John. Okay, remarks of Alderman. Alderman Burr. Alderman John Francois. Alderman Kleiner.
Ooh, happy autumn. It was summer the last time we were here. I just want to mention a couple of things. We had a Heritage Trail Advocates meeting on September 26th at 1 o'clock. We were thinking it was 11. But the mayor was there, and Mr. Brooks had been there earlier, and the word is that the bids are open and the county is ready to start. The contractor's ready to start construction, and the week of October 7th, there's supposed to be a groundbreaking for it. Most of the Amy's work is done, so hopefully that will happen. Let's see. On Saturday, there was an Arbor Day event at Davidge Park, and it was very nice. They planted a sycamore tree and showed the proper way to do that, and it's something to help Middletown get grants, and we have our 10-year recognition as a tree city, so it's keeping the city involved and on top of proper tree management, maintenance, and planning. So I thank them for that. Coming up, Columbus Day is October 14th. It's also our second ward constituents meeting, which stops for nothing. So we will be here, or I will be here. I don't know if the new dad will be here, but we'll see how that works out. But somebody will be here, and that's at 7 o'clock for our second ward constituents on Monday, October 14th. And then also wanted to mention that if you do go on the Hillside Cemetery tour, and I want to remember Ann Vale. Ann Vale passed away 2 weeks ago. Ann was our longest serving member of the Middletown Historical Society, and her family goes way, way back in Middletown history, and she would always scrap with Lou Mills on those hillside tours. I always took Ann's side, but Lou says Theophilus Vale was the first person buried in Hillside Cemetery, which did open in 1861, by the way. Ann always said it was Moses Vale, so take your pick. But on the cemetery tour, which is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I would also encourage people a little competition. But our Historical Society annual meeting and luncheon is also Saturday, October 12th. So that's 12:30 to 3:30. So you can go on the cemetery tour and then come on out to the luncheon and hear Bob Mayer, who's a board member of the Historical Society, but he's a real expert on local baseball, and baseball was so big in Middletown at the state hospital and other places, but certainly the late 1850s to 1900s, and he's going to talk about the 1905 reunion game, but the Asylum team did beat the Hillsiders. They were the Yankees. First incarnation, they did beat the Giants. They had a great team, so it should be a very interesting talk, and you can call the Historical Society tomorrow if you're interested. That's 342-0941, or you could call me. If you miss, we're open Wednesdays 1 to 5, so if you miss that. Other than that, I wish our Jewish friends, hope they had a Happy New Year, Rosh Hashanah past weekend and upcoming before our meeting. And we wish them a successful Yom Kippur that's coming up next week. Thank you.
Alderman Rankine-Wilson.
I have nothing this evening.
Alderman Johnson.
Nothing this evening.
Alderman Green.
I'll be quick too. Just again, echo the sentiments for those celebrating, especially coming up Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah currently. Second, I just want to congratulate the Eagles, our fire department, for Engine 2 arriving. I know it's not in service yet, but if you haven't seen it, you'll see it out there soon enough, and it's very nice looking. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. No, but it's really nice, and so it's 2 new trucks or 2 new engines, 1 truck to go. So we wish everyone all the best, and we know it serve our city well. Thank you.
Alderman Tobin.
Nothing this evening.
New business.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to authorize the treasurer to transfer a total of $752,574.91 from the general fund balance and also from within the 2019 budget to cover the CSEA contract settlement, including retroactive wage payments to the union from 2015 to 2018, as well as management increases.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon? Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson to authorize the treasurer to transfer a total of $5,000 from the general fund balance for payment to Fusco Engineering to assist in the CFA documentation for traffic operations.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Tobin. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon? Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to reschedule the Common Council meeting from Tuesday, November 5th, 2019 to Monday, November 4th, 2019, not to coincide with Election Day.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon? Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin to adopt the juvenile curfew during the Halloween period for 2019.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, second by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a proposal from B&L to provide engineering services and public bidding for the new ADA-compliant ramp entry access at the rear of City Hall and police station facilities from the existing parking lot.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Burr. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderwoman Graham Cassoon to approve a contract amendment change order from NV5 New York Engineers, Architects, Landscape Architects, and Surveyors for the Manhegan Brook Culvert Project in the amount of $130,755.57, funded through the New York Rising Grant.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Rankine-Wilson, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois to approve the citywide cleanup for a period of leaves in the streets.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, second by Alderman Burr. Any discussion? What's the date they pick up?
Starts November 4th through December 6th.
November 4th. They're already putting them out on the street. All right. Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes. That's all for new business.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Sponsored by Alderman Johnson, second by Alderman Green. Roll.
Graham Cassoon?
Aye.
Tobin?
Aye.
Kleiner?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
John Francois?
Aye.
Burr?
Aye.
Green?
Aye.
President Rodriguez?
Aye.
Resolution passes.
For adjournment?
So moved.
Second.